next topic is something that's, well, it's not really off topic, but it's a theme that was in the news recently, and I don't know if it's going to be coming or not, but there was an article about Michael's songs being leaked, possibly from being found in a storage unit. And I don't know if they are going to be leaked eventually, but I feel like they might at some point. I just see your overall opinion about songs being leaked.
I was actually going to make a video about this, so this would actually be a perfect discussion for all four of us to make a video together.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, that's weird.
I mean, I could highlight this afterwards if that's fine.
Yeah, if you want to be included and I can record this and upload it to my channel.
Of course.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and give my opinions last on this topic. So what do you think about it?
Well, I might have mentioned this probably a long time ago. Actually, when Brad Sundberg's laptop was stolen, I first read about it. So, songs being leaked, it depends on copyright laws, depending on where it's coming from, but to me, it's criminally disrespected. And it all depends on where it's coming from and who's owning it. And when Brad's laptop was stolen, I remember there were like 4 songs that were leaked, and I don't know if they were taken off of YouTube days later. I think they were. And then they came back eventually, and now they're just there, but I don't think anybody is ever going to take them off now. But if the MJ estate sees it, I'm not sure if they do anything about it or have done anything about it. But songs being leaked is overall is just criminally disrespected because it depends on if it's a finished song or unless they're going to use it for your future CD. But I'm not sure what else to say.
For me, I actually definitely agree with you, and it is definitely like disrespectful. I mean, sometimes for me when things get leaked, I feel pretty mixed about it. Like, what I feel like how are the owners gonna feel about this? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my reaction is like pretty mixed.
Yeah. I am not really so sure because I just found out about this. It said that they're not only doing release songs, they're also doing demos as well, and I was shocked about it. And I don't know if it's a bad thing. If it is a bad thing, then I'm not happy about it for sure.
Well, I mean, based on some of the things that I've looked up, and this is according to mjvibe.com, they said that the tapes were found in an abandoned storage unit, and apparently the estate did not make an offer to buy the tapes. So they sent, because the person who found the tapes was a former California Highway Patrol officer who was advised by an associate to check it out. And so he was listening to the tapes. And I'm not sure if he was allowed to do that or not, but I don't know. But the estate sent him a letter, saying that they don't own the tapes and they weren't going to make him an offer. But also at the same time, they also said in the letter that the tapes cannot be leaked to the public. And they also said that, if the unreleased tracks were released to the public, copyright and all this other stuff would take place. But here's the now I don't know much about like the entertainment industry, but if the estate doesn't own it, well, my first question is how can they claim that that the tapes can't be leaked to the public if the estate doesn't own it. That's why it's so confusing. That would probably be a question for Prince Jackson, because I know he has a business degree, and I have a business degree myself, but just not in the entertainment business. But, you know, I wonder who actually owns the tapes. I mean, I think it's, well, I know the storage unit belonged to Brian Lauren, so I don't know if he owns the tapes. I really don't know, but as far as these unreleased tracks, it's kind of, I basically had the same opinion about it as I did like with Thriller 40 when they were going to release like unknown like demos and stuff like that. Like, you have to remember that Michael was a perfectionist, and he didn't want to release anything to us that wasn't up to his standards to a certain point. And since Michael isn't here, he can't say, yeah, you can let my fans listen to that. No, I don't want that out yet. I was going to do this, that. So I do think that it's disrespectful to Michael.
Okay.
You know, but at the same time, though, if anything is leaked, it won't surprise me, because like Theresa said, the whole thing with Brad's laptop. But at the same time, like, I don't want to hear any fans saying like, if stuff is leaked, I'm going to be very excited about it. Well, you do understand though that, well, I mean, obviously these tapes proved that John Branco was lying when he said that the vault was empty, which we all knew that was a lie. But but what I will say is that, you know, if they're unreleased tracks, that's great, but I just don't think that, I don't know, unless there's like a list of Michael's music where he like made notes saying like, this one can be like released whenever or whatever. But, you know, there probably will be some fans that'll be like, oh, well, this sounds weird. And I was like, well, maybe because it wasn't finished.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good point for what you're saying, because if there is notes saying that yes, some could be released, there might be some that are already finished that is still hidden. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go off topic a little bit from the songs being leaked, but there's a whole bunch of concerts that are probably hidden in the vault that are not on YouTube yet, nor on a DVD. Like, for History 25, we were gonna probably get at some point, they were gonna put Munich on DVD, the history tour.
Oh.
And yeah, that's what I heard. But I think that's a, what's that?
But it never happened.
No, unfortunately, it never happened because they were in the process of it, but then COVID happened and scrapped the whole project of History 25. I don't know if that's accurate though.
Well,
but
I mean, here's my thoughts on that. Like, well, if the estate was actually working on History 25, which I personally don't think they were. I think they were using COVID as a cover-up, because if they were working on a History 25, they could at least show us what they were working on at that time, and they could have delayed the project for like maybe a year or two. But after COVID, we still didn't have a History 25, and we don't have a Dangerous 25 either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, we know that Michael is not around, but like, what if those people that said that they were gonna leak those songs? What if they asked the Jackson family about that? Do you think they did it, or they just did it out of nowhere?
I don't know, because from what I understand, everything that Michael like ever had, like music or anything like that, the Jackson family doesn't own any of it. The estate has control over everything. That's why Catherine Jackson was going after them, you know, when they were trying to sell half of Michael's catalog to Sony.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
In the estate, I'm going to whoop you for that. I'm going to do that some more.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things I forgot to mention on the stream. So I heard a rumor that the tapes that were found in the storage unit could possibly be copies of the original tapes. I don't know if that's true or not. There are some MJ fans who are speculating that the estate already had access to the tapes. I don't know. There's just a lot of rumors going around. But here's the thing, though. The estate doesn't own the tapes that were found. But it even says on mjvibe.com that according to the letter, copyrights of the recordings and compositions of the tapes remain with the estate. How can that be if they don't own the tapes? I don't know. Maybe someone who's an expert in the entertainment industry, maybe they can explain that to us. I don't know, but yeah. And it also said that the tapes could be sold as collectibles, but they cannot be released to the public without authorization. So, as much as I hate to say this, you know, as exciting as this news is that unreleased tracks were found, there's a very good chance that we're never going to hear them. And I hate to say that to you guys because it is sad. But every time when I hear stuff like this, I instantly think, how would Michael feel if we heard these unreleased songs? Because yes, it is true that Michael wrote over 100 songs per every album that he released to us. So there's obviously a lot of music that we don't know about. But also, there was an interview with Akon where he said that Michael was constantly thinking of like 100 different things at once. Like, he could start one song and then something else pops into his head and then he works on something else. So a lot of the stuff is probably not even finished. And Michael would not want to release something to us that wasn't finished. And also, you have to remember, like I said, you know, it's like, what if he recorded the song, but he was like, I don't like how this one part sounds. I want to redo that or whatever. And it just never happened because Michael isn't here. So that's why I personally think it's disrespectful. But it's also disrespectful to the fans when we find out about things like this and the estate is trying to keep it from us. So I know that that sounds like I'm kind of contradicting myself there just because obviously I would love to hear unreleased music as much as the next fan. But at the same time, I think, would Michael want us to hear it? So at the end of the day, I hope that Michael's family can at least listen to the tracks. I don't know the names of all the tracks that were on the tapes, but I do know at least 3 of them. There was Don't Believe It, which I think it's like another song kind of like Tabloid Junkie, so I would actually be interested in that track because I love Tabloid Junkie. There was another song on the list called 7 Digits and Truth on Youth. And that was the song Michael recorded with LL Cool J. So, I don't know. I mean, I hope Michael wrote notes where he said, like, if there's going to be an anniversary of this album, you know, you could release maybe this song and this song and this song. But I don't know. I don't know if Michael ever did anything like that. And of course, the difference between Brad's laptop and the tapes is that, well, the stuff from Brad's laptop and the tapes, they don't belong to the estate. So when Brad's laptop was stolen and a lot of things were leaked, you know, only Brad had the authority to have it removed. So I don't know how the estate is claiming that they have this power over the tapes when they don't even own them, but like I said, you know, I've lost so much trust in the estate over the years, and let me put it to you this way. On my second channel, I'm actually going to talk about some suspicions that I have. But the reason why I'm not going to talk about it on this channel is because, well, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just don't want to say anything that could possibly put this channel at risk. If I lose the other channel, big whoop. But yeah. So what I will say is it is bittersweet, but I don't think Michael would be pleased with how the estate is handling his legacy. I would say that defending him against Wade and James are really the only thing that the estate is doing correctly. Well, also, I mean, like, there's MJ the Musical and MJ1 and also the biopic. But when it comes to anniversary albums and things like that, they're not really doing a good job. So, yeah, so that's basically what I have to say about this. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, I want to wish you all a Happy New Year, and let's see what 2025 has in store for us. This is Moonwalker Tanya, and I am the host of the MJ and Ascent podcast.